everybody's.
Okay, it's preparing. It just has to start. Okay. Okay, Tom.
Is that good?
I've got
Yep.
writing on here now. Hold on a minute. The meeting is being live streamed.
Sorry, I got it.
Okay. There we go.
Can you see her?
Now you have to turn it around. You have to look at it.
Oh, okay. Hey, I don't know anything. I'm not an
Hey, welcome everybody. This is a whole new thing here. I'm glad to see everybody back here in person. That is so good. And but we still have a lot of people out there on Zoom, and we welcome you to our class today too. So this is great. We've doubled it. We've got about as many on Zoom as we've got in this room, and that's fantastic. This is the first of the getting back in person, and this is Tom Stebbins is going to do a little presentation. I'm glad to see we've got a bunch of things. And I'll tell you about my little plant here. My plant is 52 years old on this one. And I've been told it's supposed to be a pencil cactus, but I really don't know for sure. It was given to my mother-in-law when my father-in-law died in 1970. And it was just on her back porch, and she never did much with it. It came to my house. I haven't done a lot with it either, except it just grows and blooms little yellow flowers. So this is going to be a thing for me to find out about this plant on that one. We have a garden tour coming up in June 24 and 25. I'm told there's like 8 gardens or more on that one. They're going to be in St. Elmo and Signal Mountain. Or is it Lookout Mountain? Lookout Mountain. No, Signal Mountain. I mean, St. Elmo, Lookout Mountain. And so we're anxious to let you all know about that. And there's even going to be plans for possible another fall festival that we had last year. So we got a lot going on with the Master Gardeners. And we're just really glad to have everybody here today. Is there anybody here that has never been to one of our third Saturday classes? Great. Oh, fantastic. We have 5. Okay. Well, we do this every third Saturday of the month, except for December. And we're going to be Zooming as well as being in person. And then now November is our wreath making class. Now that one is an in-person class, and it will have to be by registration only because we can only get so many people in that. And I don't know whether we can Zoom it or not. I'll be able to sit down on that. We'll see. But anyway, that's what we've got. And next month is going to be about butterflies. You can actually have a little butterfly house and your home in your backyard. And Becky's here to tell us all. She's going to do it next month, and she's got a friend coming with her to do about the monarchs. But if you saw her display at the expo, then you know fantastic what she does. But she finds the butterfly eggs, makes the little houses. It's fantastic. So you want to be here next month or be on Zoom one next month for sure. Then after that, we've got Ann Brown, and she's here with us today too. She's going to be doing a thing on the beneficial pollinators. Is that what I got the right title? Beneficial insects. Because we've got a lot of insects, and some we want to keep, some we don't. So she's going to be able to help tell us about that. So that's our next 2 programs. So without anything else, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to take the camera and introduce you to Tom Stebbins. He is our former agricultural agent. If anybody doesn't know Tom, we do on that one. His specialty has always been in insect and diseases and plant identification. He talks about a lot of things. So I'm going to turn around. We're going to swap, and he's going to take over. Okay? All right. Welcome, Mr. Tom Stebbins.
Thank you very much. It's really pleasant to be back in live people. You know, that's going to be great. I hope this keeps on going. Wear your mask. You know, that's a good thing to do. We probably should, more of us should do that. But be safe. Hopefully, we got the door open and we got the air flowing here, and things will work out real good today. What I'm going to do today is talk about an app. You know, there's computer apps. We're probably, most of you are in the generation like I am that are learning all these computer things lately. And this is an app called iNaturalist. Here I spelled it out here. iNaturalist, iNaturalist. So, how do you use it? That's it. So get that, keep that in your mind, because what I'm gonna try to do, some of you have already used it. How many have already used iNaturalist in some way, shape, or form? How many people have it on their phone? How many people don't yet? Okay, good. I figured there'd be a real, cross-section of people. Now, the people that don't have it on their phone, that's great, because hopefully we'll team you up with someone who can help you get it on your phone. I guarantee you'll love it, I think. I really like it. In the old days, and not the too old days, how did you identify plants? When someone said, "What's that nasty weed in your lawn?" How would you do it?
Go to the book.
What?
I'd go to the book.
Well, which book would you go to?
Well, depending on if it's a tree or flower. that book.
Yeah, most weeds are in a book like this. It's called The Field Guide to Wildflowers, believe it or not. It's the same book that you identify the pretty flowers that you might see in the woods or in the meadows. But a lot of times you go here, and there's also some books that would concentrate just on weeds in Tennessee, or lawn weeds, or field crop weeds. So it became sort of like, how many books do you need? I've got a few books on my shelf, and I still encourage everyone to, if you're at a bookstore and, or if you're online, sometimes you can get these books for, pay $4.95. You might have a hard time, but, probably under $10, you can still get books like this, if you want to. And I encourage you to have a few of these on your shelf. But these are really good, the golden books of butterflies and moths. And they're basically, you could say they're for kids, but they're really for everyone. I think the people that I've ran into in my life have been experts in a lot of different things, insects. Probably the entomologist might not use this book, but everyone else, the pathologist, the horticulturalist, would probably have a few of these books, nearby. I even have books on mushrooms in North America, things like that. So now,
That's all I care about.
what would you say if you could put all these books, plus let's say birds, fish, all in one book? How big would that book be? It'd be huge. But in this day and age, they've got it on an app. And the iNaturalist app was developed not very long ago. I think it was 2006, 2007. I got some notes that I probably don't have, but I memorized them. It was developed by a master's student at Berkeley. When you think of Berkeley being in California, what does that have to do with us here in Tennessee? Well, he must have came up with an idea that he wanted to identify plants. I don't know how he did it, but he started the process. He started the process of iNaturalist. Then he got some computer programmers, and then they joined up with the National Geographic Society, which we all know from the magazine and different things like that. So you put those two things together, and then the original idea was that they would see a plant that they didn't know, they would take a picture of it, and then they would somehow send it to people on the website. And some of these people were experts. Some people were experts in their little location. There might be someone from Tennessee that's an expert on wildflowers in Tennessee. There might be someone who's better at their wildflowers in California. So after a while, it grew and grew and grew. And now I think there's like 120 million pictures on the database. There's like 300 and some thousand people working on this thing. So when you take a picture, you're not going to give it to 350,000 people. You could if you wanted to, but I'm going to show you how to kind of keep it within yourself. That's what I like. There might be a time when you would throw it out to the whole general public, but right now I guess I'm too shy about doing that. Maybe I feel like I don't want to act dumb or something, but that's not part of it anyway. That's just me. But now, since 2017, they came up with enough database. They had all these millions of pictures, And so they came up with a database that probably has most of our plants on that database. And how that works is that you have iNaturalist on your phone, you bring it up, you take a picture, there's just a couple buttons to push, and then you ask it, you say, give me what you think, computer, tell me what you think it is. And so you do that, and the computer looks through all those pictures, probably not all of them. The first thing they might do is, because they know where you're at, they know that you're in Chattanooga, Tennessee, so they'll just bring up maybe a fraction of those pictures. And then they'll ask you the time of year, okay, it's May right now, so they'll kind of, break it down to that. So maybe they're looking at 100,000 pictures, not a million pictures, but still that's a pretty big database. And it'll get bigger and bigger, since I said it was only started in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 25 years. Can you imagine what's going to happen in 10 more years? It's just going to, instead of 100 million pictures, they'll have probably 500 million, half a billion pictures. So it's almost like crowdsourcing. When I was a county agent, I kind of was doing that myself. So my background is plant diseases. And so when I went to school, I learned the Latin names of powdery mildew and root rot, things like that. But I wasn't that great. I took several classes on plant identification, but I didn't take that many, not enough to really call myself a botanist. Botanist can, well, there's more to botany than just identifying plants, but that's a big part of it. And it's a stumbling block for a lot of us. Sometimes I can look at a plant and go, oh, powdery mildew, and it looks like euonymus. And I would know that plant is, because I know what the disease is. That's crazy. But the iNaturalist kind of brings the common person up to, I wouldn't say expert status, but I think you'll be surprised. You'll probably walk out of here feeling confident that you can identify 100, maybe 1,000 different plants. How many people have tried it already? How many plants do you think you can identify?
Yeah, probably. That's what.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones I looked at, I could probably.
That's right. I was even surprised. Recently, my wife and I took a long trip that we really had planned. We went to the Netherlands, and we went to the Amsterdam. We were on the little channels that they have there, and these beautiful trees were arching over the channels, and I'm going, oh, I wish I knew what that tree was. And then I thought, I've got iNaturalist. I wonder if that'll do it. And sure enough, I pulled it up and go, it's an elm tree. And the more I look at it, I'm going, yeah, that's pretty well. It's a Dutch elm, right. And then it got me thinking, was that the tree that brought over Dutch elms? Because I had that background. Very good. So yeah, there's lots of connections to be made. Now, my friend Dennis Bishop, you might all know Dennis. He's a very good botanist. He was trained kind of the same way I was, but maybe a little bit more in the botany field. And of course, he's really got his business. And I was sitting with him on his porch yesterday, and he was saying, I just don't like that. I'm going, why, Dennis? He said, well, it's because I want people to actually pick up the plant, smell it, look at it, touch it, feel it. And I agreed with him. But the more I thought about it, I thought about next time I see him, I'll ask him, where are your horses? He had a beautiful yard, but he didn't have any horses. How many people had horses back in 50 years ago? I bet everybody had a horse, because that's how you got around, maybe a little bit further back. So, time goes on, we learn different things. Do we move forward with new knowledge? I think we just have to not forget to smell the roses too. And so I think today you'll hopefully look at things, smell them, touch them, look at things, be enthralled about nature. Now I brought all plants, trees, different things today, but I hope we might have time to go outside if it doesn't get too hot. Maybe we'll run across an insect, and it doesn't really matter. I've had people send me microscopic pictures of creatures, little lice, you know, because I was a county agent, they would send me their problems. They would send me pictures of all kinds of crazy things. And so I have to, and actually Bruce showed me a picture, and we were identifying something that came from a picture. Someone sent me a picture, and two ways to do it. One is you can have them put that picture right into iNaturalist. Or I was going to pull out my phone, get on iNaturalist, bring up the camera, and take a picture of your picture. And it works pretty good. It kind of depends on how clear the picture was taken. It's really fuzzy. I've been surprised at how iNaturalist works. But don't ask me how it works. You know, it's amazing. I'm amazed. You can not only do leaves are nice. You can do pretty good on bark. You can walk up to a tree on the trunk and snap a picture, and chances are you'll get a pretty good close idea, especially in the wintertime. It's great. You can go around in the winter, there's no leaves on the tree, and kind of take your best shot. And if you're at a botanical garden and they don't have the plants named, or there's no name on it, then yeah, it's nice to know. Now at a botanical garden, you're not going to get, like when we were in the Netherlands, we went to a place that had tulips. I mean, there was probably, I'd dare say, hundreds, maybe thousands of different varieties of tulips, every shape, color. We're not going to get that. It's not going to say this was a certain cultivar tulip. It'll say tulip. So that's to be done in the future. I'm sure that place will probably have somewhere that maybe they already have it. The other nice thing about iNaturalist is that you can actually start your own arboretum in your own yard. You can go around. People have done that. Mark, what's his name? McKnight. Yeah. If you search iNaturalist and you pull up Mark McKnight, which you can, you'll find that he's got probably 1,000 different finds. And he's done it, he's probably talked to some of the experts, the ones he didn't know, and he's done it probably for almost every plant at reflection writing. Now, what is that? That benefits us because we can go to Mark McKnight's site and pull that up. We can have our own walking tour. We don't need the little signs. The signs will help, but we could look at his go to his site because he's got what they call a project. He made a project, and so he's got maybe 1,000 of the plants all scattered around reflection writing. So you can pull that up on your phone and you go, I want to go see Dawn Redwood. And so you could go, and there's a little dot somewhere where the Dawn Redwoods are. You could say, you could even put your GPS and walk over there and see it. So that's the beauty of it too. I've had somebody who wanted to create an arboretum out by the Volkswagen, that arboretum out there. And she only had 20 plants. I think you need 25, 30 plants to have an arboretum. So I suggested, why don't you just look and see? A lot of people will walk around that place and see if anybody has identified any plant or any trees that you haven't already got on your list. And she did that. She was able to get that extra 5 or 10, and now she made an arboretum up there. She put the signs. So, having done that and giving you a background, are there any questions that anybody knew when you saw this class? You probably a lot of you just said, I want to go back to the Ag Center. Probably didn't know what you were getting into today.
How much
Hey,
is that?
Tom, this is Suzanne.
Yes,
You hear me? Don't forget the people on Zoom. We can see you even if you can't see us. Somebody wanted to know what the book on weeds that you held up.
Okay, the one I held up was called Field Guide to Wildflowers. And you wouldn't think that that's a weed book, but most of our weeds are wildflowers. Right, Ann? And there are, this is a pretty cool one. This is pretty standard. This is of Northeastern and North Central America. It might be a little bit more than what you need, And there's all kinds of books, even books on the internet. The question here was, how much does the iNaturalist cost? Now, this is the beauty of it, I think. When I was looking around, I was looking for the best, one I could find. I've heard of different ones. Like I was saying, Ron McKittrick says he's got one better for birds. He's a real big birder. I think he's got one that'll hook right into his binocular. I don't know if anybody has any experience with that, but I don't know if he uses iNaturalist. There are some specific people. I haven't done birds that much, but
Merlin is for birds.
Merlin, okay.
Merlin, it's put out by the Cornell.
Set up, and there's no cost at all
What?
to the iNaturalist app, which makes it, I think,
Does
really
there
good.
ads or how do they pay for it?
Just donations and things like that. It's connected to, now it's not Berkeley, it's the California Academy of Sciences with still a National Geographic Society, and then just donors, like people like you, public television type of thing. It's got a whole big long list of donors that do it. Now, that makes it nice, I think, because I've tried to do some of the other ones. I won't name the names. You probably have tried some, and they kind of tease you. They say, okay, start out with free, and then every so often they'll send me, do you want to pay $5 to $10 a month for this plant, whatever identification? Which I've done it for a little bit, but then I get really sick of the ads. I really get sick of them always asking things. But iNaturalist, someone said that they got email from it, but I'm not sure. I haven't gotten that. I'm not sure if that's because you sent something to an expert, and maybe the expert, I think they're supposed to identify it through the app. They aren't supposed to contact you directly. You do have to give up your location, your geolocation, because that helps identification. I think,
I just had a couple of days and I didn't want to.
yeah,
So, and it doesn't work. It brings up stuff from Africa and
yeah.
all kinds of places.
I mean, remember, there's a lot of plants in the world. There's a lot of bugs in the world. There's more bugs than plants. Think of how hard it is to identify insects. And then diseases don't even go there yet. Diseases are even more. There's a bug on the, what I used to say, there was a flea and the bug and the frog and the pole in the bottom of the sea. Just a little thing we could sing around a campfire. But, if you just extrapolate that, the smaller you get, the more you're going to get. So they've done a few diseases, and I expect that in the next 5, 10, number of years, they'll do more insects, they'll do more diseases. But in the meantime, we can just enjoy, in our lifetime, we can enjoy the plants and quite a few of the insects. Gosh, there hasn't been an insect that I haven't gotten really close to. And I apologize, I didn't bring my insect collection. It's actually down the hallway. I could probably go get it. I didn't realize it's not upstairs. But we could try the insects if you want to too. And the nice thing about it is it's easy to teach kids, because kids are usually faster at this stuff than we are. But there's also, if you're concerned about giving away your location, which probably you've already done with a lot of different apps, there's a variation of iNaturalist called Seek, S-E-E-K, Seek. Pretty sure that's what it is. Seek. And that one is for young kids to explore nature. And it's very similar. I think it's a downloadable database. And so maybe they ask you where you're from, and it gives you the database of your location. So then you just look up, almost like a book. But with iNaturalist, you're open to the world of what you can see. Any other questions? Yes.
I had talked to you about this the other night, that I have iNaturalist and I had uploaded a few things, but I haven't gotten any feedback or identification. So I think I've just got the settings wrong or something.
Right.
So I wanted to ask if we could look at that maybe later or whatever.
Yeah. I struggled with how much time to spend actually helping people get on the app. I feel like I'm moderately computer literate, and it wasn't hard So I guess I'm moderately computer illiterate also. So it wasn't too hard to get on, but there are a few things to remember, you know, you have to give up. It's nice to give up your location when you go into it. Anybody else do it recently that kind of made them wonder how to do it?
I've had the same problem, which is, it doesn't, I have to wait.
Yeah,
And sometimes I think it will send me email.
oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
it's not fast, so I must be doing something
Yeah,
wrong.
it might be your phone. I was out here practicing this morning and I was right outside the building and it wouldn't, I was saying, oh my gosh, it isn't gonna give me my answer. And then I actually stepped into the garden and I had no problem at all. So there's different things that can go on, you know, you need to be connected to the internet. So you might have to log in, actually on the other side of this refrigerator, there's a password to the internet that we have here at the office. So when I don't know if we're ever, I think we are gonna kind of go to hands-on portion of this. And so then there's gonna be some people that are gonna be doing real quick. But then there's gonna be others, I wanna identify them, you know, the people that don't even have it on their phone yet. I wanna hook them up to someone who's done it maybe recently, or at least they feel confident that they know how to load it up and see if it works on your phone. I mean, if you have, most phones, I think, will handle it. And I don't know if it matters if you've got a faster phone or what. It's the internet here. This building is supposed to be the fastest internet in the world, but you know, sometimes people don't claim that when they're using it here.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, we were, well, because I think it's Wi-Fi in this part of the building. And so it's not hard to connect it in your phone.
Where are the passwords?
It's
Right on the other side, you
Right.
can pull that.
The other side.
capital GUEST 1914. Capital,
Those of you-
has to be a capital G,
But what is the website?
UTIA.
Now, those of you at home probably have your own internet connections, right?
Yeah.
So you at home will have to play around with it, have to get iNaturalist, have to maybe call, I'm not sure who you would call your son or daughter at school.
A 7-year-old.
I'm pretty sure you'll like it. In the classroom right here, those of you at home can't see, but I've harvested a little sprig of lots of the things around my yard. Most of the things I know, some of the things I forgot, you know, that's the nice thing too about having something like this, because sometimes you go, you know, I bought that 5 years ago and now I can't remember what the name of that tree is. So now I can pull it up and get refreshed. So let's assume that you've got it on your phone. And everyone who doesn't, just kind of follow along and see if you can figure this out. First of all, there's a little bird that looks like iNaturalist. You see that little bird right here? I think you can see that, Carol? Okay. So, yeah, keep trying it, but don't get too involved with it if you don't have it. Just pay attention to how the steps, because there's more than just quick steps. I'll actually show you another site that seems easier, and it might be a little easier, but we'll do iNaturalist for now. So iNaturalist, you push the button, iNaturalist, and actually it comes up to observations that were made previously.
Can we interrupt just a second?
Yes.
We're trying to get on the Wi-Fi here, and gas space 1914.
There's
is
no
not
space.
working.
There's no space.
Okay, either way, it's not working. With no space.
Capital G.
Try that.
Okay.
Did that.
It worked for me, I just wrote
It
it
did.
down very quickly, very quickly.
Yes, no space. 1940.
If
We have
you,
problems.
if you've got a Bluetooth on, turn it off. It won't connect well if you've got a Bluetooth on. To me, because I had mine on Tuesday when we were practicing it.
No space, capital G,
Uh-huh,
no space.
and no space.
Looks on there like type.
Yeah. But if you've got a Bluetooth, be sure you turn it off.
Okay, this is gonna be the most hardest part right now, right? Because we have to, but I guarantee you, once you surmount wherever you're at, website, getting into, app, getting into. Do you have the app? You just did. Can you help her? Did you have it? You don't have a phone. That's all right. Some people didn't bring their phone. That's fine too. Well, look over their shoulder, how they're doing.
I don't even have the stuff like
Yeah, don't get frustrated.
How many people have it? How many people have it open? Okay. If you've got yours open, share with your neighbor.
What are you doing?
Where are you? I'm sorry. Can you show me where you are? I know.
Okay. I'm at the stage. Okay, remember what I just did? I pulled up iNaturalist. I got it on my phone, pulled it up, and then I looked at it, and at the very bottom in the center, it says camera. And so I'll hit camera. And then I have to hit camera again right here. See, it's just like if you're taking a picture of anything, your grandkids. But remember, you just can't. Yeah, there might be some differences. That's all right. And
This is, says Explore Projects Guides. At the bottom it says, new operation, which I can hit. And it'll come up and take a photo. And it doesn't have-
So I did the same problem. Okay. All right. Let me talk to everyone. Carol, let me talk to,
Do what?
okay, if anyone at home, if anybody at home or in the room are having problems, just kind of, yeah, keep those in mind. We'll address them, but we don't want to lose everybody, 20 people out in the world. So now you've got a picture, and let's say you're gonna identify something. So I could go out in nature. I could go out in nature, or I could bring something in. Now, the nice thing to do if you bring something in, especially an insect, you probably should put it on a plain, a plain sheet, maybe a white sheet, so that you don't get distracted, or the camera doesn't get distracted by other things. So there, I've got a plant. See that beautiful, this little plant, I know it came up, gosh, it was up first thing in the spring. I don't think I planted it. I think it just came up in a seed pack that I put out. And so I wondered what it was. And so it's a beautiful orangish flower. It's got, if I looked at it close, it's got 4 petals. And if you are a botanist, that kind of tells you a little bit what it might be in the family. But, I didn't have really a clue what that was. It's a pretty little plant. So I did it right outside, but here I brought it for you. So I put it on there, and I've got ready to take a photo. So I try not to get, I get pretty close. I try to get the flower and kind of the whole thing. And there I've got a picture. Okay. Now, what are my choices? Down on the bottom, usually that's where you're gonna take a choice. It says retake. If for some reason I was outside and the wind was blowing and it was all fuzzy, but I'm gonna use the photo, so use photo. Now here's where you can make some choices. You could send it off to the world, but what I do almost every time is it says, what did you see? And so I push, what did you see? And then the computer starts working. And hopefully you can see it spinning. Mine usually takes less than let's see how long it takes. If the internet's working, if the internet's not working, it usually takes about 10 seconds, but it's still working. So it could be your internet connection. Did you get it?
Well, I took a picture of the red vein dock.
Yeah.
It says it's a dock, but it's less wood dock, so maybe a rattle.
Yeah.
And when I did it a while ago, it's just
Right. Well, once you know, mine is still thinking.
wait, that was.
So either my phone, I have an iPhone and an iPhone 11, so I don't know, maybe I'm ready for an upgrade. I don't think so, because I think if I go outside, I'll probably have better luck.
Well, we're downstairs in the concrete building.
Yeah, we've had some problems because this is a heavy concrete building.
It also has to do with your carrier.
Yeah, well,
Whoever-
AT&T, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Who's doing a good job? Are you doing pretty good with it? Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and let's you try it. And see,
It guessed what I would have guessed it was. So I feel validated.
yes,
Yes.
okay, let's see if this is mine. Yeah, my internet wasn't working. So it does depend on how well your internet is doing. And maybe your carrier.
I went too fast.
What's your carrier?
Okay. You said okay. AT&T. Okay. You said these are my choices.
She came up with Western Wallflower. And I don't know if it's Eastern Wallflower or what, but it's a wallflower.
Do you want me to click on it?
What's that?
Do you want me to click on it?
While you're showing it here, you can find out a couple things. You can look at what it does is it gives you their number one choice. Everyone look up for a second. Everyone look up for a second. Okay, when you take a picture, mine's still working on it. What's your name?
Becky.
Debbie.
Becky.
Becky was able to do it probably because she has a better carrier that works in this building. She pulled it up and the answer was Western Wildflower or Western, what was it called?
Yes.
Wallflower.
WALL.
Wallflower. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
The wallflower, yeah.
That comes in seed packets like if you
Yeah.
got wild. But it's the predominant seed that is in that
Yeah.
packet and it
It's
will come
very-
up great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's the first one out. So now once you get your answer, and it doesn't always give you the very first, I mean, it tries to do its best. So usually it's going to be the very top answer, but it also gives you 2 or sometimes 3 more choices. And I don't know why, probably because it's trying to cover all its bases, you might say. Sometimes yours might be the second choice or even the third choice. But if it makes sense, once you look at it, on the side of the answer where the picture is, there's a little arrow, little plus. If you push that, let's see. Well, yours is just push that. Yeah. So if you push on that answer, it's going to give you a little bit of background. And also it's going to, yes, is that what you do? Select? Okay. Got it. What else? What I normally see, and maybe it's not in every program, is it pulls up the United States and it tells you where in the United States you may see it.
I think it had it,
Okay, go back.
yeah, I think it did have that down, we could scroll.
Yeah,
Well, maybe, do you have choices of,
yeah, here it is. Okay,
if you have choices of names, could it be because it's called different names in different parts of it?
well, see where the green
Oh, that's cool.
teardrop is? It tells you where you're at, but it also tells you where it's been found.
Oh,
Oops,
sorry.
Go back to the other one. Yeah, can you see that? It's more prominent out west. So Ann might be more, it comes in seed packs. That's why I haven't seen it very much. And it will grow here, but we just don't, it's not a native probably. Which, that's neither here nor there. But at least it tells you that it's been found here before.
And I like all the other information. You can get a lot more. That's cool.
What does that graph tell you?
Putting me on the spot, seeing if I can see it.
It tells you verifiable and research grade. Okay. Let's go over that a little bit. There's, once you make a identification, it'll tell you if it's research grade. If there's research grade, there's no doubt about it. It's something that can't be, there's nothing like it. Usually your natives will end up like that. If you get some kind of cultivar, what happens is it might tell you that it's we're close, but we can't make it research grade. Other words, it's verifiable, but it's not research grade. It just may be an observation. And then it goes into your little observation thing. Now, if you'd like to make a project out of it and have your own collection deposited like Mark does, or reflection writing, then he'll put it on the internet for everyone to see. So that's pretty cool too. He's probably got 99 or let's say 90% of his are verifiable research grade. Doesn't mean someone went out there and did research on every plant. That means that he got it identified by enough people that it's probably going to be right. And so that's just one little. How many people are confident now that they can do it? How many people are frustrated? One.
I was looking at a photo that I already had on my phone of the
Yes.
common field plant. And it's also called ground cherry.
Called what?
Ground cherry, that's what came up.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was another name.
Tomatilla, which is related to, I think, Solanaceae, which is the tomato family. Ground cherry is also in that family, and it has little tiny type tomatoes. Ground cherry, I think it is. It even look like it. Yeah. So that's where the real botany comes into play. At least we know that it's in that relationship. If we really wanted to push harder and become a deeper botanist, then we go further. But at least we know where. That should satisfy. It would satisfy me if I got that close. Now remember, also ground cherry might just be a common name for this. Tomatilla may be more of a common or Latin name for Mexican. But I'm sure there's probably at least a couple, maybe 10 or 20 common names. Any other frustrations? I usually get people that are confident, but they don't use it quite enough. I'm wondering if this is a good time to introduce you to another app. No? No? I'm joking. How many people use Google to find stuff? Google. Yeah. Now, most people that have Google, And it's somewhat similar. I mean, Google, do you pay for Google? Maybe. You pay. Well.
You don't pay for Google. It comes on your phone if you have an Android.
Yes. Google is, I say Google is different than iNaturalist. I don't think iNaturalist, I think there's a clause in there that says they're not going to sell your data. They might use it for research, but they're not going to take all the data. Yeah, right. But Google also, you can identify plants on Google. You can identify anything. You can identify the shoes that Marv's wearing right there with Google. You took a picture and you hit Google Lens, and it's right next to the Google line. Has anyone ever used that? Some people like that better, but I think the Google Naturalist is better because it's helping society. It's got the scratchy phone. Any other questions? Yes.
What did you say, qualified and operator?
If you go to, for Tennessee anyway, if you go to the Tennessee Forestry Department, I think they run the arboretums. There's different levels. Like reflection lighting is, I think, over 100 plants. They actually only have over 300 species. But I think in order to be a class, the highest class, you have to have like 80 or 100. For the one around here, which we got decertified because some of our plants died, trees died. I think it's 25 or 30. Does anyone know? Anyone do it? And that's the lowest level. But you have to apply to the state. And a couple of our master gardeners.
What about the UT gardens?
All right. Bring everybody back. Bring everybody back again. I knew this was gonna.
We've got too much background noise for the thing here.
I don't want to lose all those people in Facebook land. Now, what I think we'll do is we've already used up close to an hour. What I'd like to do, I've got plants on everybody's table, and I'd like to just spend, let's say, another half hour trying to identify. If you've got yours identified, swap with the ones behind you, or swap with someone next to you, and see if you can identify more than just a few. And be confident by the time you leave here, especially people on Facebook land, try to go outside this afternoon before it gets too hot and go around your yard and look and see. I think it'd be too crazy if we went out, but I think you could go into your lawn right now. I was looking at some of the weeds in this lawn right outside, and I'm gonna, maybe right at the end, we'll go out there and if somebody wants to know weeds, that would be a good time to do weeds. So let's either, I don't know, say goodbye to the Facebook people, but I want to, if they have any questions, please contact. Who should they contact?
Suzanne, if you got any questions in the chat.
Tom, are you, why can't,
Okay. Okay.
Hang on.
Okay, Suzanne, what?
I'm just a little puzzled as to why if Tom and you guys go outside, you can't follow him.
Oh, well,
mean,
we can, but
You're gonna end the class? I mean, you're not gonna do any of the IDing that you're doing inside, you're only gonna do the one, you're just gonna go outside now?
we can do it inside, but now it's gonna be noisy. Is it gonna be a problem for the ones listening?
I don't know. I mean, but, you know, are you done?
Yeah, I think we should call it a day for the Facebook. We're going to continue here a little bit because I've got maybe 50 samples on the tables. And we could do another sample or two, acting like we're outside, but everyone would like to stay, out of the heat.
Well, why don't you do some IDing and then with what you've got, and then we'll see, let's see what that does, because we can take pictures. Tom, if you hold up the plant, those of us at home who have iNaturalist can take a picture on our phones and do the same thing that you're doing in the class.
Okay.
All you need to do is hold it up steady for a long time, for a little bit.
Okay,
Hang on.
Suzanne, I'm gonna take it to the people that's got it working, that have identified a plant. I'll just go around the room for that.
Well, let's us at home identify a plant. We can do that. If I've got your plant. Hang
Okay.
on.
Got the
Let me
picture.
I'm gonna take a picture of your, here we go. Take a photo. Hang on, let me just get my camera up. All right, I am now taking a picture. And it's telling me that it could be a camellia.
Yes, it is.
So we can do it at home. On Zoom, if people at home have this, people have it on their cameras. Thank you for pulling that up. So we can use our apps with you guys.
We've got this one here. This is a little blue flower.
Hang on, I gotta get my phone going here.
Looks like a bachelor button.
Good, it looks like an answer. Okay. All right, hang on.
Take a note of the leaves.
All right, let me start over.
Long stem and very thin leaves.
All right, there we go. You have to get it in the square, people. That's the thing. You have to get the. All right, let me see if it'll. Right now, I've got a person in the way. It might not work.
That one might not work.
Yeah, I have to get. It needs to be on a plain background. Oh, good. That's it.
Did you get it?
Hang on. No, I have to try. I have to discard what I took, and now I'm trying again. Okay, let me just take a picture. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. All right, and I got cornflower or knapweed, which is possibly two different
Here's
things.
you another one. It's very unusual.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
You can't see the color very well on this one.
Well, let's see what it turns out. Wait a minute. Somebody has to stop making noise on our end. Wait a minute. I've just lost you, Carol. There you go. All right, here we go. Hang on. Let me just see if I can get it. Little, focus. Here we go. Okay, let me see what it gets. Thank
Here's
you.
one more, if you want one more.
Okay. I got this. Here's another one. This is a tree branch and it has like some berries on it right here in the middle.
Oh, that looks good.
Probably a
Boy,
mulberry.
when you, there we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks nice. All right, let me see if we can get in here.
It looks a little mulberry-ish.
American witch hazel.
Witch hazel. Yeah, that's what somebody's going to come up with.
Let's see what it said. It says, no, I want the next one.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Now I just want to see what it says. Spiny witch hazel. Oh, it has some galls on it.
Here's your yellow one.
So that's cool.
Oh, bird croak.
Wait a minute. Let's see. You guys are there. You go. I can get it with just not much of your hand. Otherwise, it gets confused. Actually better when it's on the table. Coreopsis, it says, or large flower chickseed.
It says coreopsis.
Yeah. That's good.
Let's see what else we can find. I'll give you my 52-year-old plant.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what that is. It's gonna be tricky.
Does it smell?
Genus Hatiora.
I don't care. You have to know a little bit.
Japanese climbing fern is what I got.
It has little yellow flowers. in
I
the
got
springtime.
American mistletoe.
I've been told it's in the cactus family.
It says Japanese climbing fern, species of fern, vine-like. Although, couldn't, oh, wait a minute. No, I think it's wrong. Okay, it didn't recognize it. Let me take another picture. Let me try again.
This is like the. How about the rest of us? We can't get a picture because Suzanne, you're talking.
Oh, I'll be quiet. I'll mute. I'll mute.
Oh, that's good. Oh, wait, what happened? It's not working. So what is that plant, Carol?
I got one here. I got a bush that the flowers have been spent on already.
So what is that 50-year-old plant? What's the name? That's great. Lion bark. Does it have a white flower?
This one looks a little bit like in the fern family, sort of.
Field madder or sandwort?
Eastern red cedar, you're right. Here's some of the other books that Tom had.
So I did one and I just exited out. So how do you get back to, to the original?
on your phone, just wherever you go.
Well, I mean, okay. In other words, go back to the original. In other words, I just, if I want to add another one, see, now I can go take another picture. But I guess that's all you can do. But
I guess you just have to go back to the beginning of it.
but that's what I'm saying. That you
Yeah.
don't really show how to get back.
I don't know. But I guess on your phone, see if he can, it's probably just your phone has to do it.
Well,
I mean, whatever button you push to go out
How
of
are
it.
people saving these pictures?
but still, I was trying to get to the
Yeah,
screen before this.
I can do those on the computer, but I can't make my phone do those things. I know what you're gonna do on the computer. How are the people saving the pictures? Okay, I'll ask Tom. I think there's a button on there that says that you can save it.
Trying to find it.
Okay, I'll get Tom in just a second. He's busy right now.
Thank you.
You have an Android, if you have an Android phone, the
I have
pictures
an
you
iPhone.
take are saved in your photo gallery. So look in your, wherever your
Once you get the
photo,
picture identified, how do you save it?
That's right.
Carol,
I'll let Becky show us.
Carol, it's saved in your photos.
Yeah, once
That's
you
right,
get your
yes.
picture, she'll show you how you can save it.
I just clicked, I think it's like, okay, it's not this, but we'll just say it is that, and then we'll select. And then I just hit that. And then, so it will say. That's.
Did you get that?
Yep. Thanks.
If you hit select, it will so hit select. When you get your option, hit select, and then it will save it. So when you go back to my observations, it will be in there.
When you go back to your observations, it comes back up again, she said.
This is what I'm thinking about.
Let me see if we're going to go outside or dismiss the Facebook people because it's very noisy in the room here. Are we going to go outside or do I dismiss them? Do we go outside?
Is that working?
Yeah, we can go outside if you want to go outside.
Are they still?
Yeah, they're still
got their
on. Yeah,
attention?
I took a bunch of pictures and showed them.
Well, let me just go, let them guys work
Okay.
here and I'll just go out.
Tom's going to go outside and let you show see things outside. Okay, we're outside now and we're going to show a few things out here. So maybe you can hear a little bit better, everybody. Tom will be out in just a minute. Okay, this is the grow bucket, and there's two buckets, and the top bucket has a hole in it, and you put the cup in there, and it's like the wick, and then the bottom of it has the water, and this is what you pour your water or your nutrients in, and then that way it always has water and so forth. They're called the grow buckets, and then if there's holes around the side here that if it gets too much water down there, it will just flow on out. So it gives you, so the plant always has the water, but you don't have the disease and everything of it being in the ground. Yeah, it's a really neat thing. We have workshops for that on that one. It's called a grow bucket, and we put that in a lot of places that people can only have patios and small yards and everything. You know, you really don't have a place to grow things, and that way. But see, you can see, and if you put, you know, it probably is on there somewhere.
My dad-in-law, he's got a spot, but the ground is so hard and the hill,
Mhm.
tree roots and this and that and other. He's gone, he's got some of both, but he's got a bunch of buckets this year.
Yeah, the grow buckets, they're really good. If you go to in Crossville, if you go to our experimental station up there, they have the whole warehouse. Greenhouse, I'm sorry, hoop house on there, and all the tomatoes are in the like grow buckets, and they have a string and they let them climb onto the top. And they experiment with putting different nutrients in there to make it taste as much as a homegrown tomato does, but in an environment where you can raise it in the wintertime. So
That's got a hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
And what else?
if you're on our,
I am.
okay, well, there'll be a workshop probably coming up pretty soon. Just watch for it.
Okay.
And
A hole in the bottom.
there's a hole, there's two buckets. The top bucket has a hole in the middle, and you drop it like a Dixie cup or something like that. You put the soil up here in the top. The cup acts as a wick. It's the bottom's out of it, and the water is underneath there, and so it acts like a wick, bringing the water up to the plant. And the roots go on down to the top, and where it is. And then this PVC pipe right here is where you put your nutrients and water right there, and it goes into the bottom of the bucket. And if it gets too much water, there's hose right here. That bucket the top bucket
Okay, yeah,
is
the
about
hose
right
on the
here,
side, okay.
and the hose are right down there. And
It's
then
got
if
a
it gets
wick and then side hole.
right, and if it gets too much down there, then it'll pour it out, because plants can't.
He's put his in the ground too.
Yeah, you could. Mhm. A lot of people put their compost buckets in the ground for that. Yeah. Okay,
But
let
still,
me get over here to Tom.
Which one, is your phone working?
Yeah.
I guess, come on over here.
Okay, we're gonna
It's an old one too. This
do
phone's about
something
7 years
outside.
old, and I probably will have to get off the app.
Okay, we're going to identify a tree. This is the tree. It needs that white sheet. Put it next to your shirt.
We know what it is, but
Okay, it's next to his shirt. We're in the shadows a little bit, but if you can see it good.
we'll get his neck off. All right, I got it.
Okay, this gentleman's taking the picture. He has it on the app.
There we go. Cypress family.
It come up on his phone.
A wonderful family.
Why mine doesn't work.
Okay, we're pretty much at the end of the class. We thank everybody for coming. And Suzanne, you can disconnect us whenever.
Thanks, Suzanne. I figured it would get out of hand here at the end, but that's fine. I hope everybody how to identify at least 5 or 6 plants. Go outside and just use iNaturalist as much as possible, and send them to the experts too. Increase the database. Turn that.
That's
100
our
million
send your questions into the Facebook page,
That's right.
wherever, or call into our hotline so we can answer what questions you might have.
Bye, everybody. See you later.